Music because it's Friday morning and I hope you guys have had a really good week and the sunshine again has happened again, but I bet you can tell it's getting much cooler now. So as you know, I think autumn is on its way. We're at that period now where we're getting a fake autumn where it's warm, it's a bit breezy, the leaves are dropping, and you know it's happening, guys. You know that autumn is on its way. So I hope you guys are all good and you're going to be ready for tuning in for the show. Today I'm going to be movie reviewing the movie Together. I can't wait to talk about this one. I mean, there's so much I need to talk about with that film. It is absolutely ridiculous. And I have got a special guest joining me later on. I will introduce them very on in the show. But first, as you know, we need to start off with a great feel-good track. And the first one I'm going to play, of course, is none other than from the classic movie Princess Mononoke. This is Ashitaka and San's theme. That was, of course, Ashitaka and San's theme from the movie Princess Mononoke. And can I just say that I saw that film finally in the 4K BFI IMAX last week. Oh my God, it was absolutely stunning. I've seen this film before many times, but how can you not go and see Princess Mononoke at the BFI IMAX? It was absolutely stunning. It was gorgeous. The movie itself is just like one of my favourite movies of all time. And like, it was just magical. Me and my best friend went and we loved it. And I tell you what, if they re-release that in the BFI IMAX again, I'm going. Like, you cannot turn it down. It's like 2001: A Space Odyssey. You have to go and see it on the big screen. Anyway, now it's time to introduce to one of my special guests today. She's laughing already. I don't know why. I don't even have said anything funny yet. But she is a DJ and an actress, and I think a writer as well. And she's here today to promote about her short film, which I've seen, and also talk about her background as well. So please welcome the very super talented Dalila.
Hi.
I was almost about to say Dave then as a joke, but I thought better not. She's going to slap me otherwise. Anyway, thank you so much for being here today. I know we've been planning this meet up for a long time.
We have.
For months actually.
Yeah.
And but luckily I've already met you just before.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later. But first of all, we want to talk more about you. So first of all, thank you for coming on and appreciate your time and everything. And so tell us a little bit about you and what it is you do.
Well, thank you for having me. That was such a lovely introduction.
Wow. Do you know, you're actually the first person to actually say thank you for an introduction. I never get those. So thank you so much for saying that you love my introduction. I'm so touched today. Do you know this week? Can I just interrupt quickly? This week I've been getting nothing but praises from loads of people. Thank you so much for this. Even yesterday at my personal job, a customer was leaving to go back to India. She said to me, do you know what? You are such a positive person. You give me smiles. You're like a medicine. She said, whoever is your friend is lucky to have you. And I cried. It was so sweet. So you saying that just now, I'm going to get emotional in a minute. I swear to God. It's just like, my God, I'm so happy about this. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Let's not make it about me. Dalila, tell me a bit about your background.
I feel like it's just gotten so emotional. Everyone's going to start crying. Well, like, yeah, thank you so much.
I'm not going to cry on live, I swear. I can laugh, but I won't cry. Anyway, sorry, my lovely. Tell us all about yourself.
So yeah, I'm a DJ. I'm an actor. And
she's a very good actor, by the way.
Oh, thank you. And then I've just written and co-directed my first short film.
Yes, you have, and it's so good. Can you tell us what it is and what it's about? Like, can you give us any details about it? Like, if you don't want to spoil anything, obviously, but anything you can tease. I mean, I've seen it, but the viewers,
Yeah, well, it's loosely based on my experience being a DJ, being a woman DJing in London, and it kind of, I think for a long time, I felt quite frustrated with the narratives that are set in London. I just don't really feel like it. They feel very authentic.
No.
And this story is about this girl, and she's a carer for her grandma, but she also has this dream of DJing, and she gets an opportunity to DJ, and she takes it, and it's kind of about her journey with this opportunity. Some stuff happens.
Yeah.
And it's about her kind of figuring it out and basically picking herself back up. And I think, I want to see more stories like that are uplifting.
Yeah.
And that kind of put a positive view on women in London who are creative. And I think I'm thirsty for authentic stories. And things that are genuine and true. And I feel like, a lot of my friends have watched it, and a lot of people, just generally people have watched it and, you know, they feel really touched by it. And I'm really grateful for that because...
I was definitely touched by it because, I mean, this is probably going to sound a bit unlinkable, but it's still sort of comparison. Because I did a film called Scripting a couple of years ago, which was my most successful film I've ever done.
Yeah.
And it went into 6 film festivals. And it's an autism awareness film because I'm autistic.
Yeah.
And that touched a lot of people because that... So you saying about more women directors or filmmakers or DJs or, you know, wherever it is you're following... For me, that's kind of like what I'm trying to do because I'm trying to get more autism stories out there.
Yeah.
So I can relate to that because, again, it's about also following a dream, them trying to go through life in this difficult world. Yeah. So I totally relate to it.
Yeah. I think I think it's about being honest.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
And, you know, for me, like my favorite TV shows are things like Sex and the City and Insecure, where there's a woman who's kind of going through stuff, but then, you know, she's also like very submerged in her reality in her city, like Carrie and Issa in LA and obviously Carrie in New York. But I think I just really long for that for London. I love London. Like I just think London is the sickest place in the world. And I'm so gassed to be from here.
Yeah, same. I love it. Yeah. I feel so lucky to live here. I'm surprised I'm even living here because I said to myself, like in 2009, my mum's one time said to me, where do you see yourself in 10, 15 years time? I said, living in London, and I am.
Yeah.
And now I'm married, I'm settled, I'm working. So yeah, I'm living life, you know, and I'm making my projects. I've got a radio show. Yeah. So I couldn't ask for anything better.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like, I just feel like there are so many opportunities here. And don't get me wrong, I do feel like, I think London is a hard city, especially in the winter, you know.
And all the tube strikes.
Yeah, exactly. It's challenging. It can be really challenging. But I think there are some really positive things as well.
Absolutely.
And I think for me personally, like the positives outweigh the negatives.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think, you know, I draw a lot of inspiration from definitely my life and being here and my surroundings.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so that for me is really important. And I think also like just in general, like even with my DJing, that's definitely a part of my identity. It's part of who I am and how I like to communicate through music.
Exactly. Well, that is definitely inspiring stuff. So after the success of your your very first film, I should say. Did you write? You wrote it. You didn't direct it. You wrote it.
No, I wrote it and I directed it.
Oh, you did direct it. Yeah. So
I co-directed it with Mackenzie Alexander, who's my friend from uni.
Yeah.
And because basically I was doing a lot with this film, so I'd written it. I'm in it as well, and you know I co-produced it in the end. There were loads of like just spinning plates with it, so I really needed to. I wanted a support system who also could help benefit the film, basically. Yeah. And someone like Mackenzie was so great. Like he, you know, obviously like on set, he was taking the reins. You know. Yeah. It was hard for me because I was kind of like, okay, I just kind of have to get into actor mode, but you know, like the control freak in me was screaming. Like, I was just like,
it's still my film. I wrote it. It's got my name on it. So I was going to say, so just jumping back to my question very quickly. So because you wrote and directed everything, so so that's the film that you basically want to go for. That's the kind of genre you want to go for, sort of like a drama then in a way, and reality stories about that sort of way, I'm guessing.
To some degree, yes. Like I think my focus is definitely on women, particularly black and brown women.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I'm interested in the connection to. I'm Caribbean. I'm from Jamaica, and a lot.
I love Jamaican people.
Jamaica's the best.
Well, funny enough, when I was telling about my radio background, my very first guy my radio show, he was Jamaican. Joe West, and lovely fella. Yeah, absolutely loved him.
No, Jamaica's the best.
Yeah, they are. They are great.
I think also it's a lot of the influences of my film stem from Jamaica, and the influences. And like just how things have evolved. So, for example, like all the music is electronic music, which is has evolved from sound system culture. Yeah. Which you know was kind of like one of the things that the Windrush generation brought here when. You know, they came over in the 60s and the 50s. So, you know, those things are really, really important for me. Because, again, like, that's me showcasing part of my identity, but also it's relevant to our culture here in Britain as well. So, exactly. Yeah, there are definitely links. And, I feel like it's just really interesting to how we can communicate that, how we can show that. Yeah. Just in a really interesting and a different way, or maybe a way that's not as seen.
No, I totally agree, and I 100% back you on that, because like I said, it's all about making a difference, showing your art, and that's what I'm trying to do as well.
Yeah.
So we're definitely in the same boat there.
Nice.
Absolutely in the same boat. So there you go. So the DJing, which we just throw into that as well. So when did you begin all that? When did that start for you?
When did I start DJing? I feel like.
When was your the first passion for it? I guess you could say.
Well, to be fair, I'd been doing it for a long time before I was officially doing it. So
when you was a baby, you had one of them little playlists, you just smashing the disc up.
To some degree, like when I was a kid, I definitely was super into my music. And, I was always collecting CDs, and then when LimeWire was around, I was streaming everything and downloading it and organizing it. And then when I started to kind of I think I was in secondary school when I was going out with my friends. And we'd just go to each other's houses and have parties and stuff. I was always just in charge of the music. So from probably 14, 15, I kind of had always, and it's funny because even in my friendship groups, they then kind of let me do that. They were like, okay, cool, yeah, Delina will do the music. That's her thing. And then it just evolved over time, I went to uni, I had 2 tabs of YouTube and, the volume, and I was like, yep, I'm a DJ, I'm doing my thing.
Love it.
And then one of my flatmates literally sat me down and she was like, I really think you need to learn how to mix, because clearly this is something you want to do. This is something you're also very passionate about. You love it. So just do it properly, learn. And I was like, yeah, I think I should. So I did. And I taught myself how to mix. And then it was there. Yeah, I just kind of threw myself into the deep end and met people, and slowly people just started to book me. And I think at first I just thought, oh, this is just a fun little hobby. And then it just kind of snowballed quite quickly into this thing. And then I think I was DJing for about 8 or 9 months, and then I got asked to do Boiler Room, which was quite a major and significant milestone. I think every DJ back then especially was everybody wanted to do a Boiler Room, and that just kind of came to me really, really just in the sweetest way. And I just thought, okay, if I've got access to opportunities like this, then maybe this is quite significant. Maybe this is something that I need to kind of spend my time with. And so after that, I just kind of was like, no, I think this is one of my paths. And I think I kept not really taking it seriously. And then at that point, I was like, no, this is something that I need to do.
Brilliant. That's great. Yeah.
And I've had so many beautiful opportunities from DJing.
Yeah.
I've DJed in Germany. I've DJed in New York. I've just DJed in Jamaica, which was so sick. So yeah, I mean, it's such a beautiful thing to kind of present music in a way and then just watch people connect. And I think, having that kind of, I don't know, it's you're almost like a magician with energy, you're kind of playing around with different sounds and allowing people to just float and enjoy. It's cool. I like it a lot, and it makes me really, really happy. Good.
That's good that you're doing it. If it makes you happy, then there you go. Just like this radio show makes me happy doing this, and the filmmaking, Well, do you know what? That's really amazing, interesting stuff, and it's just so investing to listen to you tell about it. It really is. I could actually sit down with a coffee and listen to you talk about it.
Oh my god!
Inside, so I'm not joking. I could.
That's so lovely.
No, honestly, I was so invested. I was like, oh, okay. But then I realised we're on a radio show. We're not in Costa, so I can't just everyone's going to be listening to our conversations. No, how dare you, nosy people? No, I'm joking. But as you know, you are on Manigan's Movie Music.
I am.
So I appreciate you being here. So as you know, I'm going to be throwing in some very bizarre questions, very film related in some ways.
Okay.
But it's fine if you're not film related heavy, because there's many guests that have come on. They do watch many films and stuff. But it's all good, because the important thing is you are part of the media. You do DJing. You have made a film, so it's all perfect. So don't feel worried or I don't know, because most guests can I don't know what to say. You're fine. You're here. Relax. It's all good.
Chill out.
Exactly. You're just talking with me. We're all good. So obviously, I'm sure you watch films.
I do.
And do you have a particular favourite genre?
No.
You don't?
I don't have a favourite genre, no.
No, okay.
I would never say, I can't choose.
Okay. So you kind of love most of them then? You're just kind of a pick and mix person?
Basically, yeah.
Wow. Do you know, that is, again, where have you been? That is the most unique answer I've had on the show.
I would never
Everyone just goes drama, horror, blah, blah. You, Do you know what? I can't pick one. That's incredible.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like music as well. Like,
Yeah.
when I first started DJing, I was just playing dancehall.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I was like, I don't just listen to dancehall. So
No.
I can't really just stay in one genre. But I mean, it's the same for film. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm never gonna just choose one thing.
No, but that's a very unique answer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I've never had that.
Really?
Everyone's given me an answer, and you said, I'm not picking. I know, you know.
No way.
So there you go. That's what I'm saying. You give out the most unique stuff. It's brilliant. You need to come on this show again.
That's funny.
Okay, so since you don't have a particular genre, that's absolutely fine. But I'm sure you must have a top 3 or a top 5 favourite films.
Okay.
They can even be 5 or 3. It's up to you.
So I actually was speaking to my sister about this the other day. We were just talking about films that we love.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? We were talking about the beach.
Films, obviously.
Yeah, we were.
I was going to say, she's got memory loss. Is she okay?
I'm just trying to remember like what we discussed, but we discussed like our films. So like I remember we were talking about the beach for a while.
It's actually Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that was I know a bit of history about that film, but anyway.
Ooh,
yeah.
What's the tea? Spill it.
Well, it's because Alex Garland, who's a director,
he wrote the novel.
He wrote the novel,
Yeah.
and that was kind of like his big break because then he was asked to write 28 Days Later and stuff like that. And I'm a massive Alex Garland fan.
Yeah.
Like most of his movies are my favourite films of all time.
Oh wow.
I'm in love with Ex Machina.
Yeah.
I love Annihilation. I love the series Devs that he did. That came out at the right time. So I was out during COVID, and I binge watched the whole. Oh my god, I loved it. And he did Men, and then he did Civil War, and then Warfare. But he's written he's wrote some films as well. But as a director, he's just, oh my god, he's amazing. He's one of my inspirations. But yeah, so when you said the beach, I was like, oh, Alex Garland.
Yeah. We were talking about it for a while the other day, actually. What else did we talk about? I feel like we were speaking about The Parent Trap, actually.
Oh, well, with Lindsay Lohan. yeah, that's a good movie.
I love that.
It's a good film.
I feel like
it's actually a remake that I love.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But do you know what? My favourite thing is the handshake. You know?
The handshake?
Oh my gosh, you know the iconic handshake when they do the
the Parent Trap. Oh, sorry, I thought you just said there was a movie called The Handshake. I was like, I've never heard of that one. No, but I know the Parent Trap handshake. Yes, with the butler, with the waiter. Yes.
Yeah. Iconic. I love it.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Let me think. What else do I love? I think I always go back to City of God as well, actually.
Oh my god, yeah, that's a good film.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
I always go back
brutal,
to that.
that film.
That film.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are like your top 3?
I don't know if they're. I feel like right now, maybe in an hour, it would be.
Yeah, after the next track, we'll come back to it.
Yeah, it'd be such a different pick.
So it's so funny that you said, oh, I don't have a genre, because mine's horror.
Oh really?
Yeah, mine is horror. I'm a massive horror fan. Always have been since I was a kid. I think my very first horror was Jaws.
Okay.
But I was a kid, and I don't think I was even probably allowed to watch it then, but I still did. I watched Jaws.
And you loved it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Because it was so suspenseful.
Yeah.
But then as I got older, I was watching all the ones I shouldn't have watched, like Silence of the Lambs, Alien, and then The Shining come along, and that became my favourite film of all time.
Wow. Okay.
And then Kubrick became my favourite director. Yeah. Then there was Clockwork Orange, and that's my second favourite film. And then Silence of the Lambs is my third. And then I look at Thoroughbreds, which is such an underrated gem, with Olivia Cook and Elena Taylor-Joy. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I thought you'd never see it because no one's blooming seen it. It's really upsetting that no one's seen that film. It's such an ungem.
I love when people don't know films.
But people do need to know Thoroughbreds because it's such an underrated gem. It's Anna Taylor-Joy and Olivia Cook, both who are one of my favourite actresses of all time. I mean, I'm in love with Olivia Cook, that film that's inspired one of my projects that I'm writing. I'll tell you about when we're off air.
Yeah.
But it's just inspired me so much. And everything about that film is I want to make that film.
Wow.
So it's a film that I would make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so many things about it. So if people said to me, if there was a film that exists today that you would have made, like in your mind, and I say Thoroughbreds, and they go, what's that? I go, oh, it's underrated. I said, but it's a film that I would make. It's like that's my movie. And but I love it so much. It's such an underrated gem. I mean, there's loads of masterpieces. I mean, I always like to look for the most unique films. Ones I also like to watch the ones that have been banned, that are controversial, and many of them I do watch. I'm like, ooh, I can see why, but I love it.
Do you find that a lot of horrors get banned?
Yeah,
really?
It's known as video nasty.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you know, but there's a movie called Censor that actually talks about it. Which is another horror film directed by Prada Bailey Bond, who I've met.
Yeah.
Such a lovely director, such a lovely woman. I've met her a couple of times, and honestly, she's so amazing. Very lovely person. And God, when I met her, it was like so surreal. But she was telling me about Censor and everything, and I got to ask her a few questions about it. And yeah, she was saying that she got so intrigued with the video nasty. But what they used to do is with the old VHS movies, good old VHS, but 90s kid here, basically they used to edit the horror films. And what was so funny was I remember when I was reading about video nasties, that when they said, yeah, this was banned in the UK, 50 seconds was cut out. I'm like, 50 seconds? Like, I'm like, what happened in those 50 seconds? So I'd find it. And then it would show it. And there were moments where I went, yeah, okay, I can kind of see why that was cut. But at the same time, I'm like, is that it?
Yeah.
I mean, and it's funny because I say that we live in such a sensitive world now, but then in the 70s, it's like, yeah, that's sensitive. Fake blood and all this. And I'm like, really? It's so hilarious. Because sometimes I'll go through the thing. And apparently there's actually a director's cut of Nightmare on Elm Street. And I went, there's a director's cut? And I was Googling it. And my wife, who's a big fan of it, went, how many minutes was cut? And I went, 30 seconds. She went, we're not going to rent the direct for 30 seconds. What is the point? She goes, what happens? I went, apparently Johnny Depp's death scene is longer. She went, well, that's not good. She went, what if it was like 5 minutes? Fine, but 30 seconds. I was like, yeah. She was like, it's not worth it. So we didn't bother, and I just went on YouTube and I actually found it.
Oh, did you?
And it's not on there now, but I did find it. And I was like, oh yeah, it does extend, but it's just the tidal wave that goes on longer. And my wife just went, well, at least we've seen it. I went, there you go. We just cheated it on YouTube. Good old YouTube.
YouTube saves the day.
It does until it got deleted, but at least I caught it. But yeah, it was nothing special. But sometimes I do that. I do try and find director's cuts and stuff like that. Yeah. And I always have to watch the director's cuts of stuff. It's like The Shining, because when I first watched it, lucky enough, I caught the director's cut. Oh. And I was like, this is my first time watching it. And I caught it. And then when I bought the DVD, I found out the scenes were missing. I was like, this doesn't feel like the full Shining film. And I realised when I found out there was two versions. Yeah. So apparently the director's cut was the US cut. Yeah. And the UK cut was the cut version. Right. So I was like, but I want the US cut. Can't we get it? So luckily now they have released the US cut, but it's in Blu-ray. Okay. So luckily I do have a Blu-ray DVD player. Okay. So I do have the director's cut. Good. And so every time we watch The Shining, I always put on the director's cut. I mean, why not? Yeah, because it has more scenes involving the hotel. Yeah. There's some ghost scenes you don't see. Also, Dick Harron's character, Scatman Carruthers, who I love Scatman. I can do an impression of him. So because he had that jazzy voice, he was the voice of Hong Kong Phooey. Did you know that? that's Scatman Carruthers,
Well done.
I love it. I can do a lot of voice impressions, but Scatman I love. I mean, his voice was just so. I mean, I remember when I was a kid. Obviously, my very first Scatman film was Aristocats.
Oh yeah,
because he was Scat Cat. Hey, Thomas O'Malley. And I remember watching The Shining, hearing Scatman, and Scat Cat was in my head the entire time I was watching, and I was like, it's like what?
I was like, wait.
Yeah. I was like, that's Scat Cat. Yeah. So when he was talking to Danny in that scene where about The Shining, he's like, do you know how I know your name was Doc? And it was like, that's Scat Cat. It's got to be. And so it was so weird first watching it, knowing I'm just visualising this black cat from the Aristocats in a horror film when it was, it was really bizarre. But you get more of Scatman Carruthers, and you get more of loads of scenes in The Shining, which is very bizarre. It's also like Midsummer. Yeah. Like there's a director's cut of Midsummer, which I didn't know, and I found it. And there's a lot of really interesting stuff they took out of that film. Yeah. Like you see more of the toxic relationship between Florence Pugh and Jack Ryan. Yeah. And Jack Ryan's character in the director's cut, he's he's technically the villain of the movie. You know what I mean? He's very toxic.
So where do you get your director's cuts then?
Well, they're out on DVD.
Oh,
Like,
on DVD.
yeah, I don't. I've got a secret piracy dealer. Shh, no. I actually, no. I. What happens is when sometimes they'll get re-released and they'll say there's a director's cut, and I'll go. And I'll say to my wife, there's a director's cut of Midsummer and all that. She's like, and then she goes to me, why did we never see this? And so by the way, my wife is a horror fan as well. So, I don't just buy them and she watches it. Like, she is a horror fan. So she will go to me as well. We need to get the director's cuts. And we do. We hunt them down and we buy them and we do. And so sometimes what I'll do is if I have the cut versions and we don't watch them anymore, I'll either give them to my other friend who's a horror fan or I'll put out and say, does anyone want to buy a DVD?
Yeah.
Like, I'll sell them for 50p.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, that's how we find them.
Yeah.
And because I'm such a massive horror fan, I will just hunt them down.
Yeah. Horror is such an interesting genre.
It is.
It's such a funny one. I remember being really little and watching Rosemary's Baby, but then also watching.
Have you seen the prequel to that?
No.
Apartment 47A or something.
No,
it's on Paramount Plus, and it's really good.
Oh, really?
It's the prequel to the film.
Is it scary though?
It's more suspenseful.
Okay.
I mean, it will unsettle you.
Yeah.
And there's a scene involving a foot injury, if you don't mind, like bones crackling and stuff like that.
No.
I mean, you do see it. It kind of makes you go a bit
Yeah.
But apart from that, it's not. I mean, it's rated 15, so it's not too bad.
Okay.
But there are some really creepy stuff in it, but nothing to make you go, "Oh my god, this is horrible." It's kind of just make you go, "Ugh," sort of thing. But it's really suspenseful.
Okay.
It's more of a build-up, and the ending is like, "Oh," and then you get this post-end credit sequence that leads to the original film.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. Critics didn't like it, but audiences loved it.
Yeah.
And I said to my wife, we have not watched this film yet. I said, it's been out for a year.
Yeah.
How have we not watched it? So she was like, let's check it out. And we loved it.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
And then I was also going to say Signs. Do you remember Signs?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh my god.
I love that movie.
We used to watch that so much.
Yeah, back when M. Night Shyamalan was in his golden years.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That film was like terrifying.
It was. But it's also quite funny.
To be fair, I think the last time I watched it, I was about like 8 or 9. So I think
it's really good. I watched it quite recently.
Yeah, I think I recently watched that.
It's really, there are things you can kind of understand and laugh at now.
Yeah,
Joaquin Phoenix's reaction is actually more funny now to when the alien pops out and you're, oh my god.
I just remember feeling so afraid watching that. Yeah, I need to rewatch it.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. I mean, look, we could go on about the horror films the whole time, but I can also honestly just quickly say that this year has definitely been a year for horror. I just recently watched Weapons, and that's a masterpiece. Bring Her Back was so brutal, but I loved it. I just recently watched Together, which I will talk about later on. I might review when you need to head off, so I don't, so you don't see everything. But the horror has been pretty good this year. 28 Years Later wasn't disappointing. That was really good. So it's been pretty... And Sinners, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you saw that, but Sinners was amazing. Loved it. Oh, it was absolutely incredible.
Same.
Absolutely. I mean, that was a cinema film at the BFI as well.
Oh, you saw it?
Absolutely. And my wife at first wasn't too interested in seeing it, but then I said to her, look, you have to come and see this with me, please. And I said, look, I'll pay for it. And she was like, okay, if you're paying, I'll go then. And so we did go, but at the end of the film, she was like, oh my god, that was great. I said, see, I told you. Because I don't know why she didn't think she was going to like it, but I said, look, I think you will. It's a horror, you love horror, don't diss it. You might. She was like, okay, I'll give it. And we went and saw it. And she did love it. In the end, she was like, oh my... And I said, see? Told you. I said, anyway, you're buying dinner now. I said, I bought the film, you're buying dinner. So she's like, fine. Because we actually made a deal. I said, if you don't like the film, I'll buy dinner as well. And she was like, fine. So we saw it, but she ended up loving it. So I said, well, no, your dinner's on you. And she went, oh, yeah.
No, but that's cute that she liked it.
No, she did. Yeah. No, because I think what she was worried about, I think she was worried that the trailer was showing too much or something.
I avoid
but I mean, I only watched the teaser. But she was like, oh, I saw the trailer. I don't know if it spoils much. I was like, yeah, but how do you know it's going to show what you think it's about. And then when she watched it, in the end, she was like, oh, okay, I didn't expect that bit to happen. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to go this direction. And all that. So she was like, see, told you.
I try and avoid trailers.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I mean, I didn't watch I only watched the teaser trailer for Weapons. I did not know what the hell that was about. Bring Her Back, I avoided every trailer. I went into that blind. And do you know what? I tell you what film you need to watch, and do not read about it or see any trailers. I swear you down not, because I went into this completely blind. And it was my favourite film of last year. It's called Strange Darling.
I feel like I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's a thriller, horror. Right. All I'm going to say is just watch it.
Okay.
Do not read about it. Do not watch any trailers. Just go and watch it. It's on Now TV.
Okay.
If you've got Now TV, just put it on, watch it, and just let me know what you think.
Okay.
Because it was because of my American contact got in touch with me, and she went, have you heard of Strange Darling? I went, what's that? She went, oh, is it not out in the UK? I went, no. She went, right, all I'm going to say is if it comes out in the UK, just go and watch it. Okay. I went, what is this? She went, it's a horror, but just go and watch it. I went, what's it about? She went, I'm not telling you. She went, you have to go and watch it. So I went.
It's like, I think.
So I'll say this: there's no ghosts.
Okay.
There's no.
Yeah, because I struggle with the supernatural.
I'll just give you little.
Yeah.
No, right. There's no supernatural.
Yeah.
There's no ghosts. There's no jump scares. All I'm going to say is, it's a cat and mouse film.
Oh, interesting.
That's all I'm going to say. Honestly, I cannot reveal anything because the thing about this film is, this is what it does to you. You're watching it and you think, oh, I know what this is all about.
Yeah.
You don't.
Okay.
Because when you start watching it, you think you know what the film's about, but as it goes on and on and on, it spins your brain. And afterwards, you're going to, and honestly, I'm not joking. So my reactions were, I know what's going on. Hang on a minute. Hang on. What? Oh my, no. Oh my. Oh! Whoa, really? Yeah, that was my transitions.
Okay.
So it ended going, oh, I know what's happening oh my God.
Wow.
And I seriously, this is no word of a lie, I was in the cinema, I was still sitting there like this, just staring at the screen, and the guy who was cleaning the cinema come up to me and went, are you all right, man? I went, oh, sorry. I said, that was just such a good movie. And I came out the cinema and it would not leave my brain. And I came home, and my wife, who unfortunately was ill at the time, so she couldn't come and see it, but I begged her, because there weren't many showings. So I said, please, can I go see it? She went, yeah, go on. So she let me go and see it.
Yeah.
I came out, she was, how was the movie? And I went, when it comes out on streaming, I am showing you this movie. She was like, was it that good? I went, it's my favourite film of the year.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch that tonight.
All right, then I want you to text me.
You've sold it.
Yeah,
but you've really sold it.
But I want you to let me know what you thought of it. Okay? I want to hear your reaction.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Okay? So you promise you will?
Yeah, if I watch it tonight, I'll tell you.
Yeah. So I'm going to be waiting. I'll be sitting there going, come on.
I really want to watch that.
But I'm jumping.
I'm curious. I'm
really
curious.
Because I can't. The thing is, this is the movie that you can't really spoil, because how it's executed, it's meant to surprise you as it goes along.
Okay.
Like, that's why my American contact said, do not read it, do not watch any trailers. Just go and watch it. I was like, okay, well, if it's a horror, I will. So I went into it. I sat there, and I could already tell from the very first moments. I was like, this is going to be fun, and it was. It really spins your brain.
That's so interesting. You've sold that so well. I'm intrigued.
And do you know what? I'm glad I caught the showing that was out in the UK. This show was at 9:00 at night in my local cinema, and it was one showing, and I just went for it, and I'm so glad I went, because this was a movie that if I didn't see it in the cinema, I would have actually been very upset. I would have been crying at night. I want to see it in the cinema. It's not a streaming film.
Yeah.
No, this was a movie you had to go and see in the cinema and be like, whoa.
Yeah.
And it was just so wow. Shocking. Shocking is the word. And very thrilling and fun. And you can laugh at it as well. There's some moments where you go, fair enough.
Okay.
And and but all I will say is, I'll tease one of the actors. He's been in quite a lot of horror films. He was in Smile 1 and 2, and he was in another horror. He was in Smile 1 and 2, and there was another one he was in, and I've completely blanked now. I'll probably have to Google it. Anyway, Right, I think we've spoken quite a bit. I think we need to play a track.
Okay.
But yeah, take a breather.
Yeah.
Because also I want to talk to you about some things off air about the projects and stuff that I want to talk about.
Okay.
And stuff like that. So, but we'll play some tracks, and we'll be back soon, guys. After this, so let's play a bit of Lion King. This is the To Die For extended track. That was King Arthur, Shrek the Third. You're listening to Manigan's Movie Music live on Love the Beat Radio with me, Reece Manigan, and my very special guest today.
Delilah.
There you go.
You forgot.
No. I like to get the guests sent their names.
Okay, cool.
I like to hear what they say.
I was like, oh.
No, I was like, go on. I was like, let's everyone hear your name. Prove that she exists.
Really?
I'm not doing my own voice, so Yes, this is Delilah. I'm pretending to be a guest on the show, and I gotta say, it's very nice in here. There's a very lovely view outside the window.
I don't think I sound like that.
I don't think I sound like that, do I?
Okay.
I know that was a bad impression, wasn't it? I know. I'm so sorry. I probably shouldn't do an impression. It's probably going to look very bad. Anyway, do you know what? I was just going to say. I just said as well. We've done the longest probably chat I've ever had on this show, which was half an hour, and it's great. I got to say that honestly, having a guest like this who chats and we get on, it's lovely.
Oh.
It's just such a great vibe. So today, this podcast is definitely going to be one of my favourites,
Oh.
and one of my favourite shows, absolutely. So I'm really happy that we've got this here, and it's been great. Now, I understand you have to leave in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I do.
It's absolutely fine, but I just want to ask, in your brief moment you've been here, have you enjoyed being on the radio?
Of course, yeah. I don't think I've ever been on the radio before.
I love that. I'm the first.
I think this is the.
I popped your radio cherry. There you go.
Well, actually, to be fair, I used to have a radio show when I was DJing in lockdown, but I never spoke on it. I was just playing music.
Okay.
So this is the first time, yeah.
That we actually got to hear your voice.
Yeah.
She wasn't just the silent person in the background. Yeah, play us a tune, love. Right. Well, did she say anything? No, she just plays some music. We just keep her in the background.
No, it wasn't like that.
I know. I think she needs to get used to my jokey sense
I
of humour.
do,
Yeah.
I do.
We need to hang out a lot more. That's the problem.
I'm sensitive.
Oh, bless you. I'm so sorry.
No,
Okay, it's fine. Look, we even though we met the first time, we obviously get to know each other a lot better in terms of personalities, but it's fine,
But yeah, no, but this is the first time I've chatted on the radio.
Yeah, and how's it been?
Yeah, it's been fun. I think I'm good at this. I like it.
You're very good at it. Do you know what? Honestly, like I said, I've loved talking to you. We could have talked to entire up to the thing, and I mean, I wouldn't have minded. Honestly, I don't care. But honestly, I've loved it. The podcast is going to be great. And it's been really fun to finally meet you properly, and it's been great. And honestly, the vibe from you is incredible.
Oh,
So it's, and I really hope that
likewise as well.
Thank you, and I really hope that you can come back one day.
Yeah, for sure.
Because who knows? I mean, I could actually co-host the show with you. You know what I mean? Like, the vibes of talking about films, everything. It's just there. You know what I mean? So there you go.
Oh no, I really appreciate that. That's really, really sweet and kind. So thank you.
No worries. So I've obviously, as I was talking about Strange Darling, as I've sold it to you, you're definitely going to try and watch it.
I'm going to, for sure. I'll watch it for sure.
Do you know what I've noticed as well? When every guest comes on here who hasn't seen many films, when I talk about a certain film, they go, I'm going to watch that now. It's just that I recommend it.
To be fair, I've never heard of Strange Darling. I don't think.
Yeah, because it's very underrated.
Yeah.
Again, it's another underrated gem.
I think.
Like Thoroughbreds, no one's watched that.
Yeah.
Thoroughbreds, watch it. Thoroughbreds.
Yeah. Strange Darling. Yeah, so I've never seen Strange Darling. So
it's on it's on Now TV, so definitely check it out.
The way that you sold it was just really very convincing.
It just blew my mind.
It clearly impacted you a lot.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, again, it's a film that I would have made, and how it was executed was so unique. But the director, actually, funny enough, I think his next project is a Stephen King adaptation.
Okay.
I don't know which one, because Stephen King's written so many books, but he is working on a Stephen King adaptation. And speaking of Stephen King adaptation, I was saying this to my wife the other day. This is definitely the year for Stephen King adaptations, because we've had The Monkey, we've got Life of Chuck coming out. That's already out. I'm going to go see that soon. And we've also got The Long Walk, which comes out in September, which I cannot wait to see. And The Running Man, which is directed by Edgar Wright, which I'm glad, because I love Edgar Wright, a fantastic director. I mean, his last movie, Last Night in Soho, was actually my favourite film of 2021. In fact, funny enough, when I met Prano the director of Censor, who I told you about. When I met her, I said Censor was my second favourite film. She went, "Who was the first then?" I went, "Last Night in Soho." She went, "Yeah, I'll give you that because Edgar Wright is a good director." And I was like, I said, "Yeah, nothing personal." I said, "But he did make a better film." And she was laughing. No, she laughed. But she agreed. She said, "No, Edgar Wright's a genius." But Prano was a great sport. She was like, "No, I'll give you that." So you know. But then to be fair, if I get my directorial debut and someone said to me, "Yeah, I preferred that Steven Spielberg film," I said, "No, I don't blame you. Yeah. I'm not going to beat Steven Spielberg, am I? Of course not."
Hey, you don't know that. You don't. I don't know.
I'll make Jurassic Park 7. No, Jurassic Park 800. And it'll be the best Jurassic Park since the first one.
I don't think it's good to, put people, as much as, yes, obviously, Steven Spielberg is amazing.
Yeah.
I still think, we all have something to offer.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
so it doesn't matter
who
anyone else is. No one is better than me, and I'm not better.
Oh, no, look, it's not about being. I know Steven Spielberg's better than me. My goodness, and I don't care.
But I feel like with you, you have something to say. You have something to share and to offer.
Oh well, if you go on my YouTube channel, you'll definitely see what I've offered. I don't know if you're gonna have a good time or you're gonna look and go, "What the hell was I watching?" Seriously, I told you my ideas are very different and unique. And I told you if you want to read my scripts, you're more than welcome to. But I don't know if half of them you're gonna go, "Is this for me?" Or if I do this, am I gonna regret it? Do I really have to wear the flamingo costume?
Oh wow! Oh my gosh, where are we going?
You're going to go into an enchanted wonderland if you checked it out. I don't know. No, but like I said, I always go for that unique stuff. I mean, and by the way, my premiere for my second feature, my next feature is on the 2nd of October. People have no idea what they're in for that one. Yeah. It's the most insane movie I've ever made in my life.
Oh, wow.
And I've gone full out with it.
Yeah.
And also it's to show people that jokes exist and we can't stop being so sensitive.
Yeah.
And honestly, this film I've gone full out and I can't wait for people's reactions.
Okay, nice. Okay.
So
can you give any teasers, any spoilers?
The only thing I'm going to tease is about a young man who is so bored with life because he has an man with dementia. Who has an apple juice addiction, and he has one best mate who likes to talk about inappropriate stuff, and he just doesn't want to hear this. So he decides, I'm going to make a bucket list to change his life. So he wants to try to commit a murder and get away with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the story. It's a dark comedy, and it goes in a direction that no one's ever going to guess.
Okay.
So if you want to know what happens, come and see the movie.
Okay, I will.
Oh, good. Get a ticket then.
Yeah. I will.
Yes! Okay. Yeah. I'll send you the ticket link.
I think you already did.
Yes. Well, if I did, then buy a ticket and bring a plus one, more merrier.
I'll bring Sam.
Yeah, please do. Absolutely. Or bring someone at least. Someone's got to come. I mean, this is definitely the most insane film I've ever made. Yeah. I don't think I'll be allowed to make another film like this ever again. So let's see what people think of it.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to make something that was fun, different, unique. I wanted to make people laugh.
Yeah.
Luckily, the people who are in it, they didn't hold back. They ad-libbed all their jokes, and they went full force. And do you know what? It made me laugh so much. The bloopers are at the end of the film, so there's some stuff in it. But if you're not the easily offended type and you don't care about anything, then you'll love this movie because that's what it's all about. Because at the end of the day, comedy exists. We need to have a laugh. The world is mad enough as it is, and remember, we're all going to die one day, and none of it's going to matter. I mean, that's why I follow Ricky Gervais. I mean, God, he's got it right. Yeah. I mean, the stuff that he said, just because you laugh at something dark, it doesn't make you a bad person. Of course it don't. I mean, it honestly doesn't. I mean, at the end of the day, humour gets us through the dark stuff. Yeah. I mean, when I watched his stand-up Armageddon on Christmas Day 2023, I've never laughed so hard at anything in ages. And I said, this was what we need. We need more stuff like this. And also when they did release the new Naked Gun film, Seth MacFarlane said the exact same thing. If people get offended, you don't have to come buy a ticket. Just don't come and watch it. Yeah. And I watched it. And do you know what? I've never been in a cinema phrase where everyone's belly laughed because that's what's happened. Yeah. It's such a shame. And I loved it. It was so nice that for once we all got together and we all had a laugh. Yeah. And I hope the bucket brings that as well.
Yeah.
So there you go. So just don't be easily offended and come and see the movie. Anyway, so now we've got a minute till this. So thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
No, absolutely. It's been such a joy. I hope you come back again.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can bring Savannah back here.
Yeah.
And you both could come at the same time. We'll have to arrange it for next year. But seriously, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being there. It's been lovely to finally talk to you, meet you. I hope that we connect and network on something one day soon. And thank you so much.
Oh, no, thank you so much for having me. I'm super grateful to be here.
No worries. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. So as you know, part 2 of the show is coming up next. I'm going to be reviewing the movie Together, which I cannot wait to to talk about. So now we're going to jump into the ads, guys. So you listen to Manigan's Movie Music live on Love the Beat Radio.